Hello and welcome back, Taz 82. Today we're going to do my guitar history. We'll start off first with my first guitar, as you would in a guitar history. This guitar is a Falcon Strat copy. I bought it in 1987, gotta take notes because I forget stuff because I'm old. Yes, normal sort of 3 single coils, yes. But I did change them to Fender N3s. Very nice. They're very nice. This guitar really needs a clean, and all my guitars do. I play with my guitars constantly, and they break. And how this little bugger has survived, how many years? 29 years. 29 years. Unbelievable. There's nothing quite wrong with it. A few scuffs. Really straight to me. Action looks good. I love this guitar. Couldn't play it when I first got it because I was 7 years old and there was a book, and not really the book kind of person. I was just like, oh. So I was learning to play piano, and I had to read real music and have real lessons, and it was stressful. And my brain, especially when it came to like tab or anything else, they were just like, and my brain would just go, nope, 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 I'm not, no, put it away, put it away, put it away. And then a couple of years later, when I was 11, we'd write out little chord progressions, then A, C, D, and then I slowly picked it up like that, and then we got into Nirvana, and away we went, away we went. Okay, so on to my next guitar. I don't have it with me. I took it apart years ago, and I didn't know what I was doing. There was no YouTube, and I took it apart to help me out. I took it apart and just went, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I was only a kid, and eventually it just got thrown by my parents because it was, I don't know, probably on the floor in bits, and we thought, well, that's broken, in the bin. Never mind, but it was my Encore Strat copy with a humbucker on it. I bought it like, early 90s, so call it a 1991, 1992 guitar. It was great, heavier than my Falcon, a lot heavier. It was used up until I was about 17, and then I got into a real band, used it in all the practices, and then when we went for our first gig in a pub, I used this guitar. This is my Gibson Les Paul Epiphone, Gibson Epiphone copy, Gibson Les Paul copy Epiphone. Lovely guitar. Slash uses it, but I'm sure he has a guitar tech to fit with it. This was just how it came in the shop. I fell in love with it. It looked really nice. The colour was sweet. It felt nice for a bit, and then I was just like, whoa, this neck is too thick. Although I'm a builder by trade, I've got really dinky, small little hands, I suppose. So I don't like the neck. I just don't like the neck. So I was just like, right, I'm going to sell it. So I sold it to my friend, and then I just went back to using my Strat up until 2 or 3 years later, and I started another band, and then I bought second hand because it was only like 120. This Ibanez Geo. Wasn't in black, it was in navy, like my t-shirt, I suppose, if the light can pick it up. The 2 bulbs going on, but I understand there's a shiny outside. Oh, this Geo was great. Oh, fantastic guitar, great action. Used it for years and years and years. I played it until it died. It was just holes coming in, things started to feel loose. I'd end up tightening stuff. I didn't really know how to maintain the guitar, so I thought, oh, just tighten this. And then eventually everything was just going out of tune constantly, and we didn't have, again, YouTube wasn't around to going, how do I fix my knackered Geo? I just played until eventually it just went, no! And it died, and I was like, right. So on to the next, which was, of course, excuse the state of this guitar. I've given it to my 7-year-old son, and he doesn't play it, but he does let it collect a lot of dust and grime in the corner of his bedroom. It has an upside down headstock in it. It is sweet. The action is fantastic. Looks absolutely slick. Love this paint job. I would go into the woods, you know. It's a rosewood, really. I don't know. Is it mahogany? It's wood. Because I'm just a guitar player. I just play guitars. The whole I could never bring myself to buying a £2,000 guitar. I'd love to be given one, but I couldn't spend that money on a guitar. Not when I can play a £200 guitar and do what I done and buy yourself a Seymour Duncan Dimebucker. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Seymour Duncans all the way. Put that in. That sounds nice. I'm gonna clean this guitar up. I might actually do this guitar up for a video, clean it up, maybe resolder pickups and change the neck pickup. I'll get like a classic sound. Maybe I'll get like a Gibson sound, since Gibson are probably going to be the last guitar I buy. One, because for quality the price is through the roof, and I'm not too fussed on the neck. So if I can get the sound of a Gibson from something else, happy days. Because the neck on this is lovely, nice and thin. Oh, great action. Hope my son doesn't break it before I can get to do a video of tatting this little bad boy up. Oh, it's lost the volume knob. Oh yeah, it's in the box. I knew there was one lying around here somewhere. Right, okay. So here's another guitar. That is mine. It's great. Go and buy one. Fantastic. Or the Ibanez Geo. Pretty much the same guitar. And it's up to you then what you put in it. You can always put different set of lungs for your needs. Right, so I'd like to talk about the worst guitar I've ever owned, which was the Hudson, this black acoustic, semi-acoustic. Well, it did have electric, but like after 3 days I just playing around with it one day, and so like the inside goes clunk clunk clunk, and I thought, oh, it's all come apart. But fuck, I never used to plug it in anyway, so I had it for a couple of years. That fell apart, but that was rubbish. Oh, basic Hudson, it's the worst guitar. I've seen ukuleles in beach town resorts for sale for like $10 that are better than a basic Hudson. But talking of basic acoustics, you want to go Washburn. You want to go Washburn all the way. This is my Washburn, absolute beauty. 5 minutes alone, diddle-doo. This cost me mahogany and a Spectrum. Keep shouting, sir, we'll find you. And yeah, so this is my Washburn acoustic. Action is fantastic. Strong as nails. The sound is fantastic. Cost me like $200. You spent, I don't know, $500, $600 on a Washburn, or you were talking serious performance. Serious performance. Everyone who's played this guitar is just like, oh god, it's amazing. Yeah, I paid like $224.99 or something. It was unbelievable value for money. Done loads of video with it. I've got paid for those videos, but sentimental and pride and artistic flair, it has paid itself tenfold. So acoustics are pretty boring because, let's face it, acoustics are acoustics. Let's not get too anal about it. So let's get rid of that. I have a PV bass upstairs. I'm not going to get it down because who cares? It's just a PV bass. The Fender Strat bass thing, look like black and white, like my Encore. But this little baby I've just picked up, it is obviously made in Mexico, because it's a Mexican Strat, but it's the H, or as the Americans say, the HH, because it has the humbucker. get them humbuckers. Oh, they're shiny. They shine candy apple red, is it? It's got this neck wood. It's got what it's got, and it sounds lovely, and I will be doing a video on this soon, but I just need to get a better microphone on my camera because I got a cheap camera and the microphone doesn't actually work in the camera, so the mic is behind this screen, which is stopping, I don't know, 40% of the sound, and it sounds shit, I understand, but you got to start from somewhere, and I've spent a fortune on a new guitar, new computer, lights, camera, rent, electric, gas and heating, Sky television, but this is my guitar history. And I would love to get, you know, like a £6,000 Rickenbacker or something, or I don't fancy a Gretsch. Nope. I'd love a Washburn Diamond Slime, but they're expensive to get a really high quality one, and I want a high quality one. I don't want to get a crap guitar if I'm going to be paying top dollar. I only paid £200 for this, by the way. Second hand cash generator. My friend's brother was like, well, take this, clean it up, then sold it to his brother, then a couple of years later he sold it to me. The other day. It's an absolute darling of a guitar. The action isn't quite as mesmerising as a £2,000 Stratocaster, but I still play the same on this guitar as I would on a £10,000 Stratocaster. So bear that in mind, children, that it is all the gear, no idea, is the wrong way to do it. Just get the gear with your no idea, and make sure that you haven't paid too much for the gear. I've lost myself on the gear, no idea. I have no idea. I have a little gear, but I'm here, my dear. Always keep your first guitar. Fucking hell, there's a chip in this, is it? Wow. Where is it? You see that chip there? Oh. I then bought this. Where are you? It's the Epiphone Les Paul.